I was speaking to my mom yesterday, and she knows that I have gone MGTOW, and I tried to explain it to her a couple months back when I was going through a breakup with a girl that I was seeing, and I was in quite a bit of pain. And I was talking to her because I just wanted to reach out to somebody and talk to somebody. I said, I'll talk to my mom. My father's not alive anymore. So I'll talk to my mom. And I was telling her what I was going through and all this kind of stuff. And then I basically mentioned that, hey, now I'm just going to go MGTOW. And she's like, kind of, what's that? And I go through basically the terminology of, hey, no long-term relationships, no cohabitation, no marriage. Um, Explaining to her what my experiences were with women and collecting my data, and finally it all equaled out to MGTOW. It was all the women that I had been through and been with, and breakups that I'd gone through, and relationships I'd seen, and simps and betas and alphas and all the stuff, and it all equals out to, when the whole collective equation comes out to, it all equals MGTOW at the end, for me personally. And for her, she's looking at me like, no, this is not right. It sounds like a cult. And and maybe to the outside world it does, but my thing is, what's the problem? What's the problem with a man not wanting to do those things? No long-term relationships, no cohabitation, no marriage. What is the problem with that? Like, if I told somebody, hey, I don't eat meat, you just go, oh, okay, cool, like, no problem. It doesn't affect my. I eat meat, you know. You go ahead, do your own thing. How does it affect your life? But for some reason, somewhere ingrained in my mother, it was like, my son's gonna be unhappy. He's gonna be alone, um, and she just doesn't fully grasp MGTOW. But the other thing was, as I was speaking to her yesterday, you could feel, because I'm going through the Alcoholics Anonymous program, and she went through the program, and I'm sitting there talking to her about the things that we talk about in the program, and she's very happy. She's very uppity about it, and she can, she's like, yeah, that's great. I'm so glad you're following the 12 steps and all these things. And I'm like, so why are you mad at me about going MGTOW? If it's the same thing, if I see that women can destroy my life just as much as alcohol can destroy my life, you don't have a problem with me not drinking, but you have a problem with me not being with a woman. That is so odd to me. And I think it is because somewhere deep down within our biology, or within society's, aspect, is they think that this is not the right way to go. And it's kind of like, people who don't drink, right? And you ask, hey, you want to have a drink? So, oh, I don't drink. And they look at you like you're from another fucking planet. And, you know, but the weird thing was, I know that there's lots of men that bash on MGTOW, and there's lots of women that bash on MGTOW. We see the videos all the time. I just never thought my mother would, not that she bashed on MGTOW, but you could see her defense walls come up as soon as I said, hey, no, look at the divorce courts, look at how the way the society's run. She suddenly, that secret agent from the Matrix came up, and she started to transform to become defensive against it. And you would think, hey, this is my mother, she should be completely open to me. But even my mother was afraid of MGTOW. Like, as if I told her, hey, I'm going to be a serial killer now. And I need you to jump on board with me, and back me up when the police come. All it is we're just doing our own thing. We're going to have... The thing is, we can do anything that we want. I also explain to women a lot of the times that men don't need women the way women need men. And if you're in the MGTOW community, you already kind of know this. And, if for any ladies that are possibly listening to, what are you listening to on? What are you listening to this message on? Are you on a phone? Are you on a computer? All built by men. Are you sitting down in a chair built by a man? Are you eating on the table that was built by a man? Are you living in the house that was built by a man? Are you driving in your car that was built by a man? Look, I'm not saying that women can't invent things, and I'm not saying that the table that you're eating on couldn't have been built by a woman. But I'm talking about the way society is ran and the way everything is built within that society has all been done by a man. See, women are only able to reproduce. That's their main purpose in this world. I'm not saying that's the only thing. So let me rephrase that. It's not the only thing. But it's their main purpose in this world. So men typically only need women for sex, and that's it. We may need them for some companionship and some validation. But I mean, even companionship, you can call your buddies up and have a good time and have, a lot funner time, I'll tell you that much, than with a woman. Go fishing, go video gaming, go work out, fucking just laugh together at stupid shit. Try to laugh at some stupid shit sometimes with a woman. They will look at you like, what the fuck are you laughing at? Patrice O'Neal is a good person. If you ever know about the comedian Patrice O'Neal, he talked about it so much. It's like women typically are pretty boring to be with. We want them for that warmth and love that our mother gave us. But once you have that, and once you've had it for a while, say you've been with a chick for a year or so, and that honeymoon phase ran out, it's like, after a while, it's just kind of boring. And you just kind of like sit there like, is this it? Like, yo, can I go hang out with my bros? No. And then they want all your attention. They don't want you doing anything. Then they take everything away from you. And you're just sitting there like, fuck this. And then you break up, and then you're sitting alone, and then you're like, oh man, I missed that, right? You missed that thing. But you never sit in it long enough to realize that like you actually don't need it. And once you figure that out, then you can start having fun on your own, doing your own thing, and basically going MGTOW. So I'm just going to cut it short there, but I just think it's pretty crazy that the world shames us, and even within our family. And my mother's a boomer, so she's not going to understand the new world of how dating is, because she's just not in that realm. But the way that dating is going nowadays, MGTOW is growing bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'd love to see what it's going to be like in 10 years. We already see that monogamy is not a thing, and yeah, that's it, man.